Chicago transit crisis, the truth behind the freeze. The Trump administration froze $2.1 billion in federal funding for the CTA. The projects affected were the Red Line extension to 130th Street, South Side, and red and purple modernization, North Side. The reason is the Federal Review of Race-Based Contracting, DBE, quotas requiring minority and women-owned business participation. The bigger picture. CTA claims the Red Line extension would undo 60 years of racial inequity, but cost ballooned from $3.6 billion to $4.8 billion plus. The project has been discussed for 50 plus years and still hasn't broken ground. And of course, the CTA has already seized land and properties for the extension, but doesn't actually have the guaranteed money to finish. So displacement at the all-time high as usual for the South Side. Black Americans, but that's just what they do in the South Side, in the city of Chicago, redlining until the day we DIE. Deficit. The CTA faces a $730 million operating shortfall starting in 2026 when federal COVID relief dries up. The debt, heavy borrowing through bonds and federal loans that are maxed out. Ridership collapse, still nowhere near pre-COVID levels, equals less fair revenue. The ballooning costs, labor pensions, and projects overruns are eating the budget alive. Trump's move is part of his war on DEI programs, which I'm in the war with him because at this point, this DEI has done nothing for us but just take care of the people who take care of the people who take care of their people, and that's all. It's only in them, and that's why our communities still look the way they look. We can't get any justice, and we don't, and all the money that's allocated to our communities for black doesn't get there because they're stealing. Department of Justice is already investigating Mayor Brandon Johnson's hiring practices for racial bias. CPS is under federal review for giving preference to black and LGBTQ plus students. Chicago could lose up to $3.5 billion in federal funds if these probes expand. We don't need another dime in infrastructure money for the CTA until forensic audits are done. Chicagoans deserve to know, where has the money really gone? Why are projects always billions over budget? How is CTA drowning in debt while service gets worse? Until those answers come out, freezing the cash is common sense. Otherwise, it's just writing blank checks to a broken system. Now, let's get into this because it all starts with the infrastructure and its laundering. So Chicago's infrastructure laundering scheme, the setup, public assets handed to private players. Obama President's Center got 19 acres of Jackson Park for $10. City called it a use agreement instead of a lease. Legal loophole to dodge oversight. Just like the CTA, this shifts public assets into private hands without transparency. The borrowing, bond schemes, and debt cycling. Brandon Johnson pushed $830 million in infrastructure bonds plus a $1.25 billion housing bond plan. A $6 billion O'Hare expansion is also in play. Who profits? Bank investors and politically connected insiders who take fees and interest up front. Who pays? Taxpayers through property taxes, sales taxes, and city debt for decades. The middleman, off-budget entities and foundations. Money doesn't stay in the city's budget. It's funneled into Obama Foundation, private, CTA, quasi-public, federally funded, nonprofits and development corporations tied to City Hall insiders. These groups don't face the same audits, perfect for hiding costs and payouts. The cover story. Equity and DBE contracts. CTA's federal projects require 21% plus disadvantaged business enterprise participation. On paper, supports black and minority contractors. In reality, white-owned firms set up front DBEs or politically connected insiders scoop contracts. Federal watchdogs under Trump flagged this as illegal racial preference froze $2.1 billion. The shell game, fake endowments and promises. Obama Center promised a $470 million reserve fund, delivered only $1 million. That's 0.3%. CTA claimed federal grants cover costs, but keeps issuing new bonds as prices balloon. Redline now at $4.8 billion, up to $1.16 billion from projections. These broken promises shift the cost back onto taxpayers. The insiders, rotating players who move the money. Maurice Robinson oversaw $830 million bonds and contracts, vanished quietly, resurfaced at Park District. His exit happened right as invoices from those bonds are coming due. This is classic. Same insider shuffles jobs across City Hall, CTA, and nonprofits while money flows through them. How the laundering works. Step 1, public land assets gifted. Obama Center $10 land deal. Step 2, city issues bonds. Banks, investors cash out up front. Step 3, money routed through authorities, nonprofits, avoids audits. Step 4, contracts filtered through DBE quotas. Insiders skim via front firms. Step 5, promises made, endowments, equity, never fulfilled, costs shift back to taxpayers. Step 6, insiders rotate jobs. No accountability, payouts continue. The result, taxpayers pay twice. Black people and people alone are displaced through the debt and rising taxes to cover bonds, through displacement and gentrification when projects raise land values. Meanwhile, insiders and developers cash out while residents lose homes, businesses, and generational wealth. No more federal infrastructure money until forensic audits expose where past dollars really went. We need to know where the big bucks are going, President Trump. We need forensic audits. Thank you, President Trump, for stopping everything. They're going to stop using our statistics, black statistics, to keep getting this money, and the money's never going to what it needs to go to. So I'm 100% with the Trump administration with withholding every federal tax dollar until the feds intervene and come and get these politicians. They have been stealing. The people in the administration has been stealing, and all they do is scream racism and white supremacy. No, y'all are thieves, and y'all are stealing from your own people. Point exact. My family, my godfather, my mother, I'm unhoused, and y'all still trying. Y'all think President Trump is going to send y'all some more money? Absolutely not. We need forensic audits because we need to see where the big bucks are going. And we want to see what pockets they're going into. All hands on deck. Thank you, President Trump.